Welcome to Coach's Corner. Tonight we have coaches and athletes from Galion High School. In our first segment we will have Coach Dick, the head football coach at Galion, and two of his players, Hunter Minyard and Holden Hunter. And I have no idea what to expect after the half hour we have spent together with these guys so far. So if it gets out of control, someone just throw a flag and we'll try to bring it back. We are live streaming tonight on WQEL 92.7 on the website there. We're also with WBCO and WQEL as well as, I think we're on Shelby County now as far as I go. I think we got that going. But so let's get started. You know, first of all, everyone, congratulations on a great start. You know, 2-0, and you know, as I've always said when I was coaching, I know it's a lot more fun to. Everyone always talks about how much you can learn from a loss. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot more fun to learn from a win. So, Coach, keeping that in mind, what kind of things have you learned so far about your team these first couple of games?
Yeah, it takes a long time to get back to running and executing plays like we did towards the end of last year. We got a lot of guys back, a big senior class, and a lot of juniors that played as sophomores. So getting back and clicking on all four cylinders, I think is a process. It's taken us a little bit, but I'm excited with the steps we've taken the first 2 weeks, and to be 2-0 and to struggle a little bit, especially offensively. We're in a good place, and trying to go 1-0 this week.
Well, you know, both games kind of, the first two games, a little similarity in the way they, it looked like you were going to get things clinched and be able to take a breath maybe the last 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden in both games it was like, oh, here they come. So what kind of things do you work on to try to be able to put the game away?
Yeah, I really think being gap sound up front. I think our O-line, guys were crossing the face of our backside tackle last week, the week before. It was really the front side gap, double team. But we worked a lot on that. We always work a lot on it, but just getting really, really consistent with it and understanding worst case scenarios. I think that is something that comes with time, comes with more game reps. But our kids done a nice job this week, and I'm excited to see it improve. And if we improve in that category, I think it's going to allow us to end games maybe a little cleaner, not have to hold our breath as much, and hope our defense gets that last stop. But lucky for us, we have a pretty solid defense, and they made a lot of plays. A completely different animal this week. Carey traditionally always wanted to stay on the ground and run. They did try to mix in the pass some, but they really wanted to run the ball. Now you got a team that really wants to probably throw it around with a very good quarterback to do it. So, does it make it difficult to change so much from 1 week to the next with the offensive philosophy of the other team? Yeah, it's in our conference, we got a lot of different people doing a lot of different ways, a lot of great coaches. So I think our defense, we've really set it up to be very, very multiple, and we can really expand and condense. And we're lucky enough that we got some guys, like a young sophomore by the name of Sam Evans, a guy that can come in and add another linebacker, or maybe can play a little bit of safety if you're a real run-strong team. It just gives us a lot of ability to be flexible on defense. And I think, we're going to be, more skilled athletes on the field, less linemen on the field, and try to match up with some of their really special athletes. But the quarterback, number 5, number 23, those 3 skilled athletes are going to give everybody a hard time. And the question is, can we make them, execute, 10 or 15 play drives? That's what it's all about in high school football. And if we can do that, then hopefully we'll get a stop. Those big plays over the top, they got guys that can make those. And we're going to try to put our guys in the best situations possible, get hands-on, and try to slow down some of those special skilled athletes.
Great. Let's take talk to a couple of players a little bit. Hunter Minyard, outside linebacker, and how many years have you been starting? Because I know you guys are both seniors, right? So, and I just remember from a couple of years ago doing some of the games and talking to Coach Dick. So both of you started since you were sophomores?
I rotated in a lot as a sophomore, but I didn't completely start.
So what's the biggest difference, other than obviously experience? People say, and I guess, is it really true? So since you've played so much now going into your senior year, has the game slowed down for you? Everyone will talk about, well, with experience, it seems like the game slows down. What are they talking about when they say the game slows down, if it has for you?
I mean, I just think it's a lot easier to know what to read, your keys and stuff like that, and pulling guards, know where the ball is coming with stuff like that.
Okay, great. And then, as you go into this year, again, with you guys, you took some lumps when you guys were sophomores and so young, and now then a little better last year, and now, certainly you're off to a great start, and hopefully you can get to 3-0 this week. Is that something you guys have reminded yourselves of what went on the last couple of years, or do you just say, let's forget about those and just focus this year?
Just kind of forget about that, honestly.
Okay. And then Hunter, offensive tackle, defensive lineman, I guess some of the same things. Is it, I know Coach Dick primarily coaches offensive line, right?
Yep.
And from the times I coached with him, I always thought a great offensive line coach. So has that made it easier that you have been in the in his, with terminology and everything for the last, really 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, it made it a lot easier. I mean, new guys coming in, they still need to gel, but since I've been there since my freshman year, I'm pretty much a coach on the field, so I just get to help the guys gel and get to understand what he's trying to say.
Mm-hmm. And with the offensive line, do you have most of the guys back from last year, or is there still some subs in, and like you were talking about gelling a little bit more?
Well, we're returning 3 this year. I think we're adding a new center and a guard, Michael Drake and Salih. Those guys, they're gelling right now. They're coming together real well. This week, I think I expect big things out of them. We've been working hard to practice, and I think Zach Salih's going to have something to show.
And is a lot of I think sometimes a lot of people don't understand, especially with the offensive line. Everyone knows that the quarterback comes up, and with you guys not huddling, and doing things, so you got signals, you got this and this. Everyone forgets there's a lot of communication going on with you guys before the ball snapped, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of communication. That all runs to the new guy, Michael Drake, which is the thing with gelling. First two weeks we struggled with communication, but in practice this week it's been all communication real well. And I think from here on out it's going to improve every week.
And then, back to you, Hunter, what are some of the things, obviously, Upper Sandusky is a team that likes to throw the ball around, got a very athletic quarterback. So what kind of things, especially a change from last week when you're probably bringing in extra guys to help stop the run and doing a lot of things. So what's now the difference in your prep for this week?
I think we just have like a few different DBs that are rotating more, and it's just a lot more different for me because like now I'm outside of the box where last week I was walked up on the tight end.
What do you prefer?
I'm not sure, honestly. I liked being walked up a lot last week. So
get into the action a lot quicker, huh? So, real quick, Coach, if one's throwing at him, is he going to pick it?
50-50 shot.
How are the hands?
50-50 shot. He's like a tight end guard on offense, but really.
Yeah, I'm throwing a flag.
So you think it's better than that?
I had a pick week 1. He doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe in me.
Is it in the stats?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, that it wasn't one that you said you picked it and they said, no, you dropped it or something. What's the difference now, especially, I guess, than Hunter, are holding the same thing with them being a primarily, pass team when you do play defensive line? It puts a lot, especially with you going both ways. Now you got to chase the quarterback around.
Yeah.
Right?
We put in a lot of stuff this week. We're working a lot of bullwinkle with pass rush and whatnot, and it's really going to help us this weekend. We're used to smash mouth teams, so this week we have to work on that bullwinkle and the pass rush and get to the quarterback.
You did it. I just got to congratulate you. Oh. Coach Dick.
Maybe a side scissor, a rip, something we actually do.
I think it is a good call.
Coach Bullwinkle. That's
Yeah. Outstanding. Coach, in the half hour I spent, even prior to tonight's show when you guys got here and then watching the practice, I got to see one of the practices last week. You hit it first, about the camaraderie and the tightness of this group.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about senior class, but it's more than that. It's the juniors, the sophomores, freshmen, the whole group, and the coaching staff as well. We care about each other. We laugh and have fun, and there's an intensity about our practice. But at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, And it's a special group. It's fun to be around, and we're hanging out here before we film this and just getting to listen to these two talk. They're just good kids. They come from good families, and we've got a really nice mix on this team, and it's made for a special journey. And every week it's trying to go 1-0, and we're trying to live in that little dash between 1-0 and really just enjoy our time together. And we talk about that a lot, and they've been doing a great job of it.
Is that something you guys, as seniors especially, and playing for, a lot of varsity snaps for 3 years, is that something you guys and some of the other seniors, especially the ones that have played so much, is that something you guys have talked about, going into preseason or going into it, or it's just something that comes naturally for you guys?
I think it just happens naturally, honestly.
I feel like this bond of this team has been so much stronger than the past few years. I mean, I feel like we go out there and we don't play for individual stats anymore. Like a few years ago, I feel like we play for each other more. It's just like that family type vibe.
That's great. Well, Travis is sneaking in, so I think it's ready for one of our contests. So let's get it started.
All right, before we do the contest, you guys are getting bean boozled. I have my lovely assistants come up here. You're not going to see what you're going to get until after you pick your bean, and then I will give you a one or another.
Being a really old guy,
Tim, I think
is there a chance I could, keel over anything from this?
No, I hope not.
Just making sure.
All right, so hold up your beans. Let's see, Tim, you got red, so that's either pomegranate or old bandage. I see orange, so that's either strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Yeah.
I think you got the yellow one, so that is either buttered popcorn or rotten egg. And Coach, I think you got the same one. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Tim,
I believe I got the old bandage.
what else?
Rotten fish, I think.
You got a rotten fish.
I definitely got the rotten egg.
You got the rotten egg, Coach.
Popcorn.
Oh, Coach got popcorn.
Lucky.
All right, while you guys try and digest that, let's get into our game. Boomers versus Zoomers.
All right, so what we're looking at, right, Travis, is Coach Dick, you graduated from high school in 2002.
Yep.
So they're going to be asking you some questions from 2002. I believe the record is what they're sent
6.5. So
and the
Northmore,
record 6.5 by
the Northmore boys golf team.
Northmore golf team.
Yeah, they did that in week 2. So I got you 10 questions right here, and let's just start it off. 2002 was the year the Winter Olympics were held in the U.S. What city were they held at?
No clue.
I'm lost.
Seattle.
Wrong. Did start with that first letter, though. Salt Lake City, Utah, the Winter Olympics.
You knew there needed to be some mountains.
Yeah, close, but not quite. All right, number 2.
Yes.
The Super Bowl was held on February 3rd of 2002. What team won their first ever championship in that game?
No clue.
I think not.
I'm gonna give you a little bit.
No.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip. Their winning quarterback just retired,
Just retired.
Like how recently? Like this past year?
like this past year.
Who? Oh. What team?
Yeah.
That'd be Thomas Brady.
Who do you play for?
Thomas
The
Brady's
team?
not a team.
Thomas Brady is not a team. There you go. The New England Patriots. You are 1-2.
All right,
You're
we'll
on
give him
board.
that. 1 for 2.
Thomas Brady.
Thomas, at least he was formal.
If
It's
you
not
play
like
Madden,
buddies.
that's gonna be the next name of your team, the Thomas Brady's.
Thomas
Just to let you
Brady's.
know, okay? Number 3. Which rapper had a Billboard #1 song for 17 weeks in 2002? One of those songs was Hot in Here. I am not going to sing it though, but
I think, you going with our answer?
Go for it, but I don't
I think we're talking about 2 quarters, aka 50 Cent.
wrong.
I didn't
Girls,
think
can you help the volleyball team's back
50
here?
cents,
If you know it, I'll give them a half
I
point.
didn't think that was a 50 cent song.
Nelly, yes, it's Nelly. I'll give you a half point to the volleyball. Help you out. 1.5 points through 3 questions.
There we go.
Let's go.
Question number 4. What was the highest grossing movie of 2002 that involved your friendly neighborhood superhero?
Spider-Man.
Boom. Got it.
Good stuff.
2.5 points. Number 5. What top-rated TV show in 2002 included the characters Ross, Rachel, Joey, Chandler, Monica, and Phoebe?
That would be Friends.
You are right.
Yeah.
3.5 points. Number 6. What artist had a number 1 hit in 2002 as well as starred in a number 1 movie? I'll give you a hint on the movie if you don't know it.
Let's hear the hint.
8 Mile.
Oh,
Eminem.
There you go.
that's it.
On a roll, Coach.
4.5 points. 4 to go. Here's one that you guys got to know. Coach Dick graduated in 2002. What area high school did he graduate from?
It's got
Yeah.
Crestview.
You're correct. Do you know what city he's from up there?
No. Let's think here.
Isn't it a city kind of a stretch?
Well, area, yeah.
Okay.
It's actually in their rival's school district now, I believe.
I got it.
It's not Ashland, I can tell you that. It's more of a city. So.
This is more of a bonus,
It's a
but
bonus.
Shiloh, correct, Coach?
Shiloh,
Oh,
yeah.
Shiloh, the
Yes.
Plymouth Shiloh School District. But all right, number 8. What illegal music and video downloading program filed for bankruptcy in 2002?
Illegal?
That's how I made my CDs.
Yes, that's how a bunch of us made our CDs back then.
You got a clue?
No.
Let's go SoundCloud.
SoundCloud is a legal downloading service.
What? I don't know.
It was Napster.
No.
Coach, you gotta tell them about how we had to get our ripped DVDs and stuff back.
Yeah, the dial-up internet took about an hour to download one song, but then you
Hot Here took about an hour and a half to download.
How many points are you at?
You guys are at
4.5. I
4.5 with 2 questions left.
You can tie.
believe.
You can tie Northmore here.
We got this.
What was the top-selling video game in the U.S. that involved traveling around Vice City to complete missions?
GTA.
Full name?
Oh.
Oh. Was it San Andreas?
Well, that's another term of it. I'm joking. Grand Theft Auto, GTA, you're correct.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you were asking like which version of GTA.
Pleasant Spartans.
Galion now leads. That is correct.
Let's go.
7.5 points.
Another win.
Another win. There we go.
You remain unbeaten.
Hey,
Congratulations, Gallion,
That's
for
what I'm
playing
talking about. Go 1 and
Call it
That's
in.
what we
Zoomers
like to see.
versus Zoomers.
Calling into the stat guy, 3-0 now.
That's right.
Because you have taken the
Only
lead
worried
in
about going
Boomers
1-0.
versus Sooners.
We love it.
All right, Tim, I'm going to hand it back to you. I'll be back for
All
some
right.
games with the volleyball players later.
So this question has nothing to do really with, in a way, with football. So I'm just curious. So Coach, now that you are an administrator, so how much more fun is it that is it, do you have more fun that you get to see these guys around the school in a different way than you did when you were teaching them, or how's it different?
Yeah, it's just a lot more busy, but for football players, they do a really good job. They work hard. There's very few of them that make it down to the office, so that part of my job is easy. And in fact, I got an office I can call them in and talk to them when I need to. That's a bonus for that.
So what about for you guys? First of all, at the times you've been called to the office to meet with them, has it always been football related?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing then, right? So if it wasn't, so do you think he would, because people used to accuse me of this on occasion. So if you did get sent down to him for a disciplinary action, would he be harder on you guys than he is on non-football players?
Absolutely. He tells us that all the time.
It would be handled at practice and we wouldn't have fun. Let's just say that.
He tells us that all the
That's
time.
very familiar. That's what I used to. In fact, when I coached at Galion, I coached there for a while. I was a basketball coach for a while, and yes, that's what the assistant principal would usually say about me. He just said, "Well, he'll take care of it at practice. Don't worry." And it usually ended up with some kind of regurgitating after a lot of running. So it sounds like yes, Coach Dick and I are still kind of on the same page when it comes to that kind of thing. So the game the other night, against Cary. And I think one of the things that I really liked, especially, and so I'll ask, first Hunter and this question, and Holden as well, but that first drive, it was like, that Cary had. It was like, boy, they made that kind of look easy. And it was like, but it didn't look like you guys. So what did you guys, first of all, do as a defense talking together when you came out? What did the coaches talk to you about when you came out after that series?
Just kind of sticking to our stuff that we planned all week, and then just like not fearing them, having no fear of failure, stuff like that.
And was it more of execution defensively? You got in the wrong gaps or whatever it was, versus you just missing tackles or whatever it might be?
I think it was just simple stuff. I mean, like the base plays, as our linebacker coach says, Isaac Babcock, he says, make the simple play. You don't need to make the big plays. Make the simple plays. And that drive, we didn't make the simple plays, so that's what happened. Made it look easy.
And Coach, were you, how did you look at it? Like, it was like, well, we prepare all this week to do these things and be sound defensively, and then they just, take the ball and down they go.
This is my 8th year at Galion. Coach Ralston, I think, has been the defense coordinator all but 1 year. I think I did it my first year. He took over after that, thank God. And, I have a lot of faith in what our defense does. And, you may score on us. We may give up a big play here or there. But we're going to play good defense when we need to. And I think that over my 7 years of him calling the defense, when we need to stop, we get it. We find a way to bend, not break, and play good defense. And, so on the flip side of that, offensively, I'm always thinking, hey, he'll get the stop. We got to find a way to either punch it in or run out the clock or do our part. And same side as special teams. I got a lot of faith in what we do on that side of the ball. Coach Almer and all the coaches really put a lot of time into how we execute our special teams, and we scheme that almost as much as we do offense and defense. We started doing that probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it's made a huge difference. So I guess my answer is, just kind of holding up the offensive side of the ball and making sure that I'm taking care of some of that discipline stuff is what I worry about. Defense, we got some really, really good kids, and Coach Ralston does a great job putting them in good positions.
Yeah, you brought up special teams, and, after 2 games, certainly your special teams has played a major part in both games. 2 touchdowns the first week. Then, I think one of the big things, changing the game around, recovering the fumble on the punt, right away, and to lead to your first score. I think it was your first score. Right?
Yeah, Cooper Kent made a heck of a play. He long snapped, a great long snapper, ran down, got that fumble. That was a huge turning point. And, just like anything in high school football, momentum's a huge role. And if we could change that on special teams or defense, it makes offense a lot easier. And the same is true on offense. If we can make some big-time plays and steal some momentum, it makes it easier to play defense.
Well, and then you got a great punter, who, with the exception of his first punt the other night, he kind of shanked it a little bit. But after that, he was bombing some, and he gets really great hang time and everything else. And so, and then you also got, then your kicker. Do you sometimes worry about your kickoff coverage, that they expect him to kick it into the end zone?
Yeah, Alan Carver's done a great job of kicking the end zone, more than probably I expect, maybe more than what he expected. I mean, last year did a good job of doing pooches and squib stuff, but the fact that he just got a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and grew up, he's doing a great job there. I don't worry about our kick coverage because we got a lot of really good football players on that team. We do not want our kickoff or punt down. But he's done a great job, and like you said, Landon Campbell, he's an all-state punter 2 years in a row now. He punts about as good as anybody in high school, and that's a real weapon. And sometimes it's our best offense, so we're not afraid to punt. And Landon was still mad about shanking that one. It was fun to tease him a little bit because he doesn't do that very often.
Yeah, because after that, then the other one, the one then he hit it too good.
Yeah.
It looked like a golfer trying to just make sure he laid up, and he still banged it into the end zone, and with the roll and everything. But yeah, what a great weapon he is to have. How do you deal with now? And you could tell. I mean, there was obviously a lot of excitement after the game the other night. It would be easy to say, coach talk. Cary's one of the best 0-2 football teams probably in the state of Ohio, and because they were really good. That was a fine football team. So a big win, over them. So now more and more expectations each week and everything else. How do you help, not only them, but yourselves as a coaching staff deal with now the expectations and the success?
You know, I've been lucky enough to coach with some great coaches. We've made some long runs at places like Fredericktown, Will Hartley and Brian Baum both. We had some success. I had some success at Galion. We went 8-3 once, so we've kind of filled some of this stuff out. We kind of know that, you know, every week is a new journey, a new battle. And, you know, we start talking, you know, the moment after the Cary win about, hey, everybody's going to clap you on the back, tell you how good you are. That's awesome. You deserve it. Enjoy it. But the only goal is to go 1-0. That's it. And that journey is a new journey every week. And there's not a single team on our schedule that can't beat us. And we have really learned the hard way in years past, and we really have that focus. And two things we've kind of incorporated. We have three pillars, I'd say, that we talk about a lot. We've probably been talking about for 5 years about relentless effort, family, and competitive excellence. But we kind of added two more this year. And one of them is fear of failure. And we're going to play loose. We're going to take shots. We're going to be aggressive on defense. And we are going to lose or win how we want to lose or win. And we're going to have zero fear. And I live it. They see it in my face. They hear it in my voice, and they know. And I think my coaches are the same way. My captains are the same way. Senior leaders are the same way. And it just allows everyone just to play free and loose. And just, you know, we'll put the chips on the table, and where they lie is okay. And if you get us, if you're better that Friday night, that's fine. We play a great conference. We play a great schedule. And we're going to be ready to play the next week. And I think that focus. And the other thing we've talked about is the fear of judgment. Getting kids to practice harder. It sounds so stupid, but if you just go a little harder, play a little bit lower, you take an average football player and they become pretty good. And we've had some of those kids that we've been talking about doing that, and they've stepped up and done it. Even some scout team guys, you know, shout out to Braxton Stuckman. He's one of my favorite football players. He's a little ornery. He might actually find it down in the office every once in a while. But you know, he's no saint, but on the same note, he's given all he's got to make this football team better. And when we can highlight guys like that, I think of Cody Mason, an undersized nose guard, Cooper Kent and Cohen Fusion out at receiver blocking when they don't get the ball thrown that much, but they're doing it for the team. This whole fear of judgment is like, you know, you can't be a tryhard or a brown noser because you fear what all of your teammates will think of you. I want everybody to put everything they got into every practice, every moment, and it's all for one goal, to go 1-0. And it's never about stats or about you. And this team is getting pretty close to doing that, and it's just really fun to watch them bounce these ideas off each other. And come Monday this week, heard multiple seniors go, "Hey, 1-0." They're living it. They're making good decisions outside of football, trying to make sure that they protect that journey each week, and it's really a cool experience as a coach.
That's great. You guys both agree with Coach on all that? What do you guys do as seniors, leaders, you know, to get some of the younger kids? I mean, you know, probably the hardest thing to do, get scout team to go hard. Or are you guys ones that don't want the scout team to go hard and just say, all right, let's just get through this?
No, I definitely think it's good to get a look from the scout team. I think just like helping them go harder is like just going harder yourselves and like setting the example.
Okay, hold.
I agree. I mean, if I see a scout team guy not going hard, I'm just going to whoop his butt. And then no one likes getting their butt whooped all practice. They just got to go hard. They're forced to.
Yeah, it's great. You know, hey, good luck this Friday, you know, against Upper. I get to do the game again, so I get to hang out and see you guys again. And then I think I got you another time yet this year. So I'm slow but surely becoming the voice of the Galion Tigers, I guess. But and I really enjoy it because I love watching you guys play, love how hard you play. You know, Coach Dick and I have obviously been friends for a long time. But thanks for coming in. And we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be back with another undefeated team at Galion, the volleyball team.
25. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH.Report.
right, we're back on Coach's Corner, and now we have the Galion Tigers volleyball team here tonight. Again, have to congratulate you guys off to a great start, 5-0. Not a better way you can possibly start. So, Coach Katie Davis is in her third year at Galion and is continuing, gosh, the great play of the Galion volleyball program. It's been one of the truly great programs in the area for a long, long time. And then we also have Jillian Cabrera and Ashley Dyer. Are you guys both seniors?
I'm a junior.
Junior.
I'm a
You're a senior. Okay. Junior and a senior that are here with us tonight. And, to get us started, we are going to go ahead and play a little game. We're going to play 10 spin, which, as you know, there's going to be a number coming up on the screen behind you, ladies. You just say stop, it will stop, and they'll have a question for you.
But first, because the boys did it, and apparently the girls did it earlier, but you're going to have to do it again, we're going to play Bean Boozled. And I'm actually going to join this. Let me take one as well.
Oh, he can take mine then. I'm still recovering from
Tim,
the first round, so you can take care of me.
I got you covered. So yeah, each of you take it, lift it up, and then I will let you know what it is. All right, Coach, what color? You have the orange, so it's either, I think you either have peach or barf, or strawberry banana smoothie, or dead fish, so that should be a good one. The blue, berry blue, or toothpaste.
Oh, that one.
And then
Toothpaste.
we got the red, the one Tim had, pomegranate or old bandage, and then I have either
Old Bandage.
popcorn
It's from experience, old bandage is
or
not good.
the rotten egg. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I got rotten egg.
Tastes like chlorine.
Okay.
I definitely got barf.
Oh, Coach.
Do we have toothpaste or we have tooth? So we all got the.
Oh.
Yeah, this is gonna be bitter in my mouth if we try to do this. All right, let's get the 10 spin. Coach, we'll start off with you. Whenever you're ready, just say stop.
Oh, so you just look over there, Coach, at the
Stop.
screen. And...
Stop at number 5. You can't do this.
It's already ready.
It's do your best angry coach impression, and it's Coach that's doing it. So
That
just,
should be easy. I don't even know. I don't get angry very often.
All right, you're giving me the look.
Throw a flag.
You're giving. You throw the flag and do an impression.
Disagree.
So you do the impression.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, do the impression now.
Oh, Stomper. Foot Stomper.
Oh yeah. Stop.
Oh.
And then we have to stand it. We have to stand with your back to our parents so they can't see what you're saying.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go counterclockwise. So whenever you're ready,
All right,
say
Dylan,
stop.
You're up.
Stop.
Number 4. Which teammate will spend the most time on the dance floor at homecoming?
Ashley Dyer.
Oh.
She has got moves for days. She's kind of just like flowy with it, but she can back it up real nice too.
You're all in. It's like you agree totally.
Just
on it.
comes natural.
There we go.
Okay.
What do you think, guys, back there?
I see the
Would you
football
agree?
team. They're chuckling back there, so they must agree. All right. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, say stop.
Stop.
Number 7. Which teammate has the most shoes on the squad?
Jordan Roderick.
How many do you think she has?
Probably 20.
Does she every practice different pair or something like that?
Oh, that's the thing.
It's like Brian Skoronsky. Every day he comes in with a different pair of Nikes. It's crazy.
Mostly tennis shoes types versus.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
She's got a nice range to choose from.
All right, Coach, back to you.
Stop.
Number 6. Oh, here's a good one. The team you most want to beat in the MOAC is?
Highland.
It's a good answer. Perennial power Highland, the team that you guys the most fits, right?
Yep.
All right.
Stop.
Number 8. This is one from our Adam Thompson. Is it Heist Park or Heisey Park?
Heisey.
It's Heisey. Okay, that's what we like to say too. What other local names do out-of-towners mess up, name-wise, around here?
I mean, we don't really have too many that you can mess up. I mean, maybe
Honestly,
Bueller's.
it might
People could
be
mispronounce
Galion.
Bueller. Yeah.
Galion.
I've
Gallon.
heard that before too.
I've heard it all.
Or Gallon.
Gallon. No, true.
All right. Whenever you're ready to say stop.
Stop.
Number 1. This is my question. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or fight 10 duck-sized horses? And why?
Okay. Probably 10 duck-sized horses.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that answer, so
Well-
you're going to do number 2 as well,
Okay.
which is do your best Brian Skronsky impression.
I didn't even get
We were gonna get it in now. You were last. You had to go.
Fine. Alright.
We just had to
We
do
ready?
this. Yeah.
Welcome to week 2 of the football review plays. I'm that guy.
Brian Skronsky.
Welcome again.
I gotta say that's on point. Yes.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Oh, outstanding.
Bravo. And that has been 10 Spin with the Galion Lady Tigers volleyball. We'll be back with one more game in a little bit later. But Tim, take it away.
Well, Coach, before we get started, obviously it seems that your squad and yourself like having fun while we're doing things.
That's for sure.
So does it ever get to a point where she has to reel you in a little bit? No. Never, huh? Oh, wait a minute. What are
Sometimes.
you begging to differ?
So if we're just kind of on our own doing a drill, sometimes we're having a little too much fun. She's like, "Hey, focus in, come on."
Yeah, that's true.
But most of the time we're all right.
Yeah.
Well, first, I guess off to a great start, and so let's talk about that first. Was this something you, expected, something that you knew was possible with who you had coming back and everything else, or are they even playing better than you anticipated?
That's probably been the biggest question that I've gotten all season, all preseason for sure is, hey, you didn't lose too many kids, how's it feel, things like that. But we definitely have had to fill some empty spots, and the girls have adjusted pretty well. We have girls in different positions that they don't normally play, but they do what's best for the team because we want our team in the end to be successful at the end of season. So we just do what's best for our team and to the best of our ability. So
Was the match last night at Shelby or was it home?
at Shelby.
So did they have their usual crazy people in the stands yelling and screaming? How'd you guys deal with that?
Honestly, I didn't hear anyone.
Really?
Yeah, there were.
They had no reason to be.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing now. That's a good answer. The easiest way to quiet the crowd is be ahead.
Yeah, there
You
it's
know.
true. They didn't really have a super big student section either, so.
Oh, okay. All right. The thing I noticed is you guys got a big time week coming up.
We do.
I know you're not supposed to. It's like, let's focus on tomorrow's match with Ontario, who's also 2-0 in the MOAC, and and it has been getting better and better, in the last few years. And then, you got like the 3 top small schools, it seems, in the state of Ohio to go play. How long is it going to take you to get to St. Henry? A couple hours?
Yeah,
guessing.
it's going to be a good 2-hour, a little over 2-hour bus ride.
So
but
what time we leaving on that bus Saturday morning?
7:15.
There we go. So straight home from the football game if you go to the football game. So I gotta get some rest, and then on to Highland.
Yes.
So yeah, anything have you noticed? So it's only was today for the Ontario match, but will you guys all of a sudden you think your focus will be any different with who you got coming up, or you just try to keep it even keeled, irregardless, Coach?
Our biggest thing for us is that we don't change the game plan based on who we play. We change things during the play, obviously, based off of their defense and what we need to run on the offensive side of things like that. But overall, we like to say that we like to be consistent. Doesn't matter who's on the other side. We have to make sure that we're focused on our side and we're not doing too many unforced errors in sets and things like that. But overall, we try not to judge it based off of who's on the other side. We try to stay more consistent for us and, play that way.
So Jillian, do you think that makes it easier for you guys as players that, this is the way we're going to play. And, if it's not working, then we'll make some adjustment during the game.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to just focus on one big goal and then change as we go and just really figure it out that way rather than be like, oh, we need this for this team, we need this for this team. Just have one main goal that we need to focus on.
Okay. And then Ashley, you said you play a lot of different positions. And so keeping that in mind, does that make it harder for you to say, all right, well, do you know going in? Well, let's put it that way. Do you and Coach talk about, all right, this match you're probably going to play more of this than that, or does it just go by how the game's going?
It usually just goes by how the game is going. I play both front row and back row.
Okay.
And depending on how I'm doing in the back row,
Sure,
I can play different
exactly.
positions, but it just depends on what's going on.
And is that, Jillian, is that like, I'm guessing you're a middle blocker, so you're a front row person. Do you also play in the back row, or?
Only when I serve.
Only when you serve, okay.
I come out right after I serve.
Okay, all right. And that's great. I mean, not that you come out. It's it's great that it doesn't seem to be bothering you, that it's like, oh, she takes me out as soon as I'm done serving. It's like, in a way, I guess to some, I love watching volleyball, and my daughter played for a long time, and, she would come out after she served, and she would tell me, that's kind of a relief, because I'm not that great at, bumping or setting, so it's probably good that I get out. It keeps me less nervous. I mentioned right at the very beginning, Coach, gosh, Galion volleyball has been good since who knows when, even late 80s and things. I know a lot of success. So do you talk about past successes at all, and hey, we're playing for all these other people, or is it just, all right, let's focus on what we're doing in this team?
We do talk about, the past, and, we do talk about the tradition of our program and what we want our program to look like in the end. And, they always say, in the past, our program's been successful. We just want to keep it going. We don't, things like that. It's usually our talk at the beginning of the season. But as soon as season starts, we kind of review our view or our outlook on our season, and we always say that we play for us, we play for the person next to us, we play for our family, and that's probably one of our biggest things is we play for each other. We're one family, whether they like it or not, and we do spend a lot of time together, and once season starts, it does feel like game. We don't really have a whole lot of practices because it's a fire away.
Sure.
So, we like to say that once season starts, we focus on ourselves. That way we can focus on what we can control. We can't control the past, we can't control the fans, we can't control the refs, but we can control ourselves and the effort and what we do on the field or on the court. So that's kind of like how we like to focus in on our season as a whole.
When you guys were getting interested in volleyball and playing volleyball, did your parents happen to play, or did they play here? So with any of that tradition, you're kind of getting a little bit, Ashley.
Yeah.
So
I had two aunts that played, so I was kind
Played
of
here?
thrown. Yeah, I played.
oh
at
wow,
Galion.
okay.
I was kind of thrown into it,
Uh-huh.
regardless of whether I wanted
And
to
were
or not.
they
And I
on-
ended up loving it.
And
so
were
it's
they
fine.
on some of those teams that were really successful?
Yes.
Yeah. So do they remind you of that on occasion?
Yes.
You sound like you're not sure you want to. You sound like you're being a
Occasionally a
little
lot.
sarcastic.
No.
I'm really good at sarcasm, so I recognize it pretty quick. And then do any of the, you're talking about your aunts, do any of the past players come around, or are they around at all talking to you guys about different things? Or?
They're there sometimes. They'll come in for practice and like open gym over the summer,
Mhm.
but they're all really busy with like college and
Sure.
stuff and their new lives. So
But obviously that can be very helpful as well. I mean, not only because, certainly some of them are really good players, so it gives you, a great, whatever you call it, open gym or whatever it is to play against them. But, but also, again, just to be reminded of just how all those teams got there. Sometimes it can be easy to forget how hard it was, that it's not easy, obviously, to be a great team, or everybody to be great, that I always used to say a lot. So keeping that in mind, I know it's a ways down, but obviously, you got 2 other things to go and focus on. But, would you say that with Highland, it's something that's been, from the beginning of the season, you say, all right, we got to beat Highland. Highland's been like the team in the area, the team in the MOAC. Well, and now that is this their first year in the MOAC or second year? Did they play volleyball in the league last year?
Yeah.
Did they? Because I know they were in the KMAC before.
Yep.
And basically the KMAC got tired of getting beat by them all the time, I think. So they said go to another league.
Yeah.
And so is that something, you say, or you're looking forward to?
I mean, as the season moves on, that's what we like to look at. I mean, they always have a good program, and they always come ready to play, and they've had successful in the past just like we have. So it's a nice aggressive match, and we get to play them twice throughout the season. So we like to make sure that we're prepared, just because they do have a good program, and they've been to state, and they've had that success in the past. So we just like to see it as, we're getting ready for that tournament time, and, they challenge us, and which is huge.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, is there something, what drill that Coach calls out that you like? So what is it? What's the one drill where Coach probably all excited because she loves doing this drill, and then you guys are going, oh, I'm not sure.
I mean,
why are we doing this again?
There was one you did last year called Brazilian pepper.
All right, so explain it. Brazilian pepper. It sounds like you have a lot of balls coming at you quickly. Is that?
I forget how it goes. We haven't done it this year.
So basically, you pass it to your partner, and then you have to run around them while they set it, and then they hit it back to you, and you have to be there to pass it up to them, and you just keep running in circles around them, and it's so hard to keep it under control, but...
And run.
Yeah, and run.
So far, they're still smiling, so you haven't had to do it yet this year.
It's probably one of the best ball control drills that we do. They like to, they got to be able to control the ball to be on the floor, so they are not excited about when we do it, but, we've changed a couple things from season to season, so we're not doing the same stuff over and over again, because the girls get bored with it.
Sure.
So we try to mix things up, and, that was one that the girls didn't like very much, so we haven't done it this year yet, but it's in the practice plans for the near future.
It's still early.
Yes.
Yeah, we're only 5 in. You just don't look that excited for that. Another flag is flying. Oh my goodness. So you got like this long trip Saturday morning.
Yes.
Who's going to sleep on the bus, and who's going to be driving everyone nuts on the bus?
Honestly, on
I'll
the
be doing
bus.
homework on the bus.
Yeah, on the bus we normally
On a Saturday morning?
keep to ourselves.
Saturday morning.
Are you like NHS and stuff? You must be
Yes.
doing homework on a Saturday morning.
Yes.
I'm not sure I ever did homework on a Saturday, period. Now, there were some of the other days I didn't do it either, but so I didn't quite make it to the NHS.
That's okay.
My kids did. I was a great influence on them. So, anyone, or you think it'll just be pretty laid back on the bus all the way?
Usually it's pretty laid back, but on longer trips we like to take our speaker and just like blare music.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good wake up call for everyone. Get them pumped and ready to go.
Good. And, and it's got to be, again, just without looking past Ontario. Certainly you got Ontario Thursday, but, what a great opportunity to play 3 really good volleyball teams to, it probably gives you a good place to show where you guys are, and what you got to get better at, what you're obviously doing really well, and what you need to continue to work at with the success of all 3 of those programs. But, obviously it's got to be kind of odd, though, to drive 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever it is to play Buckeye Central.
Yeah, it's a little different, but we were presented with this opportunity to be able to play these good teams early in the season, so that it really gauges where we need to do what we need to do and where we need to go with our practices and things like that. So we're excited. We're excited for a challenge. We like to be challenged. We don't like to just go in and beat everybody in 3 sets. Those 5 setters are always good to have before tournament time comes around, because a lot more 5 setters are in tournament time. So
Because I know there's been times where you guys have went back and forth. So in tournaments this year, are you Division II or Division III?
we are Division 3.
You're Division III.
Yep.
So, and that's obviously for all the years I coached, I would mention from time to time about winning league championships, but I also would always tell them, but you know what, no one really is going to, if we win the state, no one's going to ask if we won the league. So obviously, so much you want to do, obviously be so much more successful when all is said and done, or be really ready to play by tournament time. And certainly this weekend will go well in the way of preparing you for the tournament. And so that's got to be, an exciting thing. How did it come about? I mean, do you know some of the coaches at these places, or did they just call Galion and say, hey, you guys enter? How did it happen?
No, our AD got an email from St. Henry's coach, and they just reached out and was like, hey, we have an invite that, we'd like you guys to come to. And we decided that was going to be better off for us rather than, we got a couple of the smaller D4 teams off our schedule, trying to make our schedule just a little bit stronger. So when the opportunity presented itself, we decided to jump on it and kind of use it to our advantage.
Well, you certainly did, because if you got some D4 teams off, you brought 3 of the best Division 4 teams in the state of Ohio for a long time onto the schedule. So that's just got to be a great opportunity. Well, we got one more game to finish up, the match game.
Called on the same page, and yeah, it's just like the match game.
We will see how well you know your coach.
I'm going to ask 5 questions. Girls, you got to give your opinions and see if you can match the coach's answer. So let's get right into this. 5 questions. Number 1, what is the one term that coach yells the most at matches?
One word?
One word. Yeah, keep it to one word.
Oh.
And PG. Remember, this is a family show.
I don't know what you're implying, but I don't cuss.
Always good from a coach.
I know a phrase. I don't know a term.
There's so many phrases.
You can change it to a phrase if it's more easier for you.
No, I got that.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is probably my one that's most
All right,
recent.
girls first. Show them. Move and 0.
I
Coach.
said stay wide.
It was a phrase.
Stay wide.
I was
Okay,
thinking
so
that, but
That's
Go
why I
for it.
asked if it was a phrase.
I should have put press.
That's a good one too.
all right, number 2. What song is constantly playing on Coach's playlist?
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Are we talking like practice playlists?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, practice playlist.
If this was my playlist.
I know you listen to this song.
I think she's writing the whole song out. Put it on over top of the microphone so our fans at home can see as well. SOS, hot in here from Nelly. Question earlier. Coach,
I said lip gloss.
lip gloss. So 0 for 2 for both sides. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Who does Coach think is the team clown?
Team clown.
The team jokester, the clown.
Ooh, that was fun.
Show him.
I put Ashley.
I'll give you a half point on that since you put 2. But
Yeah, I should have known.
Well, if we could have put 2, I would have put you 2.
All right, 2 more to go. If coach had to take one player into a fight with her, who would it be? So, like, say the opposing coach and one of their captains came after you. What player on your side would you bring into a fight? Hypothetically. Hypothetically, yes. Thank you, Adam. And speaking on behalf of the OHSA, that is a big no-no. So coaches or players do not fight each other. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Oh. Hey, there we go, Cece. 1.5 and 1 point.
Sure.
That's what I was just going to say. So are you kind of scared of CC?
I'm not scared of CC,
Oh.
but if she was coming at me, I
Yeah.
would be.
All right, and
She would be
finally,
feisty.
our last question. Which teammate would Coach fear would give her newborn a makeover?
Oh.
Just makeup, nothing bad.
Wait.
But just a little makeover.
Not a lot of my girls wear makeup.
That's why they would be doing it.
Shoot.
Oh yeah.
Copycat? That's what I was thinking about putting down at first, but then I didn't.
No.
I spelled her name wrong.
She got a better one.
Oh, you're so right, but I'm giving my answer.
Ready?
This is the only person I can think of.
All right, show him.
Haley.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're
I didn't think about Aubrey.
Oh, see, she just, yeah.
With
Right.
2 points, Ashley wins by a half point. Congratulations.
All right.
All right, Tim, back to you to wrap
All
things
right.
up.
Well, hey, Coach, guys, thanks for coming in. It was fun. Good luck tomorrow at Ontario, right?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
just keep it going because, that's what you want to do. That's what it's all about. It's just, keep playing better, getting better, and finishing the season strong as you continue to move on. So good luck tomorrow night, and thanks for being here.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week, we will have the athletes from Winford here and their coaches, so please join us next week.
I didn't.
Yeah. And guys, if you want to stand, we're going to get